Hello everyone, here's your Southeast Idaho weather hazard and impact briefing for Monday, September 23rd. If you were up at 10 till 2 this morning, you saw the official start to fall here in 2019, and we're certainly going to see some pretty fall-like weather, if not winter-like weather, as we get towards the end of the week. Before that, though, we do have a few sprinkles and some light showers out west this morning. After this today, tomorrow and then Wednesday and the early part of Thursday, it's going to be dry and breezy. Then we have a weak system coming through Thursday, and then Katie bar the door as we start to see some cold wind and a lot of moisture moving in for the weekend. Taking a look at the satellite picture this morning, we have our storm system moving into the western U.S. We have a little bit of moisture moving into the southern highlands along the Nevada-Utah border. That's where we'll see any real risk of some of that light precipitation. There might be a few sprinkles up across the central mountains, but as the system drops to the south, that moisture really starts to thin out. And you can see here early on this morning where it's really going to be confined to, and as we go through the rest of the morning, you'll notice that pretty much is fizzling out as we go, and by noon we pretty much should be dry across the board. There might be a brief shower up across the central mountains, say from around Copper Basin up to Gilmore over to West Yellowstone, Monida Pass. That chance is 10% or less, so really don't count on anything like that once we get past this morning. Now here is the pattern as we go through the next few days. You can already see that split flow, and that low is already down into the southwestern U.S. this evening. We are in northwest flow. This is going to be a pretty decent flow in terms of some gusty winds. Temperatures are not going to warm up too much with this pattern. And as you'll notice, we go into Thursday. It's really hard to tell here. This is kind of an overall pattern, not picking up on a lot of details, but we have that weak wave coming through. A little bit of a shift there in the pattern on Thursday. But as we go into the weekend, there's that system setting up over the west, and it's not really going anywhere really quick. And this, like we said, this is an ensemble approach. This takes all the different little changes in the forecast that a particular model or group of models puts together, and it kind of groups it into one. The actual forecast is showing a much deeper and colder system, at least for now, over in the western part of the U.S. Here's that chance of precipitation. This is looking at the chance of precipitation. We're not, at this point, going to get anywhere into any type of amounts of precipitation we're going to see with this pattern. It's just really not conducive, not a lot of detail at this point. But you'll notice Thursday with that northwest flow, we're back into the pattern where it's favoring portions of the central mountains, also the Island Park, Centennials down to around the Big Holes, Driggs, and the Teton Valley into northwest Wyoming. We start to see things laying up a little bit on Friday, still a little bit of shower activity across the area, but as that low gets closer, the chance of showers increases on Sunday. It increases again in the afternoon. We're going to see a little bit of an uptick in the afternoon as we'll see just the tiniest hint of instability, maybe kicking off a little better chance of precipitation. But again, Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday, beyond what we're showing here, there's a pretty good chance of moisture falling across the area. Now, we've been talking about some colder weather coming in. Before then, though, temperatures today not too bad. Quite a few low to mid-70s at the lower elevations, 50s and 60s in the mountains. That's about where we should be this time of year. For tomorrow, temperatures, again, not too far off. Maybe just a tad bit cooler on Wednesday. We'll have to see how that works out, but again, pretty close to average. Those overnight lows, fairly warm in the lower elevations, but the higher, colder valleys that we typically see this time of year in the 20s. So some areas are already starting to see some light freeze or frost issues coming across the area, but nothing widespread at this point. We're going to start cooling down on Thursday with that system, and honestly, probably going to see temperatures another 2 to 4 degrees warmer than what we're actually showing now on Thursday, as the cooler weather is delayed a day or two because that storm system is going to settle in farther to the west before it actually shifts back over. But you'll notice the trend towards colder temperatures. Again, another 2 to 3 degrees warmer possibly on Friday. But look at these temperatures in the lower elevations starting to get pretty chilly, and we talked about the cold weather. Does that actually mean we might see snow in the morning hours at some of our lower elevations? It's certainly possible. We've still got a lot of things to work through and see if that happens, but this may be an event, our first event of the cold season, the fall and winter season, that we have some travel impacts over some of our passes here in central and eastern Idaho. And again, we'll be watching for the lower elevations as well. So once again, we're looking at a few sprinkles and showers out west this morning, dry and breezy until we get to after this morning, dry and breezy until we get to later Thursday, and then here comes that cold system, a lot of cold air, wind, and moisture falling during that period. If you have any questions, do give us a call here at the office or send us an email. We're here 24/7, 365. Have a great first day of fall out there, and do be safe, everyone.